see if you guys have heard my voice for a minute. Does anyone have any questions about the process of anything related to teams? I know a couple of you have just formed teams in the last week. Actually, Douglas just announced when he joined the meeting today that they're forming a team, and this would be kind of a good moment to ask questions about that. It's a part of the process we haven't really fully utilized yet, and it kind of changes the dynamic, kind of like when we start going to round 2 when we have enough participants. Matt, I see you got your hand up. We'll go to you.
Thanks, Josh. Yeah, concerning teams and contributions, I've people have reached out to me over the past week or two about the simulator I've been working on, and they wanted to collaborate with me. So there may be a team there, and we were wondering, we would like to get this out for people to be able to use and to play with, and we were wondering about licensing. We will just pick an MIT or a BSD license to share it, unless there's some guidance that Fractally can give us on open source licenses that we should be preferring instead.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know if Gregory or Dan, I just made you a co-host if you want to chime in.
I say that works for me.
We've had a bit of trolling going on today. I think I've got it under control. I'm going to lock the meeting in a little bit just to prevent any extra trolling. I'll allow a few more minutes for people to jump on. I'm going to create the Hive post and get ready to post that. And next week, I think we'll be able to avoid through the Zoom settings having any weird stuff happening. It's the first time we've had to deal with it, which I'm surprised about, to be honest.
Managed the waiting room when I saw that and started blocking. It seems like there were several individuals, so I'm managing that.
Yeah, I believe Toby does have a Hive user account, because if it's the same Toby that I'm thinking of, he just emailed and was able to get it set up. So just a reminder, everyone who's joining, you do need a Hive account today to participate, and I'll put the link in the chat for where you can get that. And right now is kind of a good opportunity before we go into our breakout rooms to do any Q&A. We're sort of talking about teams as a main topic today, if anyone has any questions or comments about that. Go ahead, Douglas. Let me help you unmute yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, it's easier than trying to find the button. But yeah, my question about the teams is, it said something about like, you can only join one team and you can only, I guess, remove yourself from the team if, once the smart contracts are online. So my question in relation to that is, so then what becomes the mechanism of bringing new people in? So for example, if let's say I have this Web4 team, I get 3 people today. I post on the Hive post, and we have these 4 members, including myself. I can still add to that, correct? But then I can't take anybody out, or we can't take anybody.
That is correct. You won't be able to remove anyone, primarily because we're trying to minimize the amount of stuff we have to manually manage with respect to teams between now and when the smart contract shows up. And it also has to do with the intentional friction. Even once the system is live, there will be a mandatory delay of a couple months between when you resign from one team and you can join another team. This is based on the book, The Biological Evolutionary Origins of a Good Society, which shows that a little bit of friction increases cooperation. If people can move too quickly from team to team, they don't have incentive to work things out and cooperate. And if people can't switch, people don't have incentive to cooperate, but you need a little bit of friction there to maximize cooperation. So right now in the initial phase, the friction is there. And that serves several other purposes. One, don't admit someone to your team until you've actually vetted them and you know that they're going to be a good long-term contributor, because you're going to have to deal with them for the rest of the time, and they'll use up a slot, preventing you from perhaps bringing someone else in. So it causes teams to be a little bit picky, whereas if it was easy to come go, people just join teams, and as soon as that team wasn't meeting their needs, they joined some other team, and then that would facilitate all kinds of games. So that's what's going on there.
Thank you.
So,
And one more sort of follow-up question to that. So is there any sort of mechanism that's described to run the teams? Or since I'm the, I guess, founder of the team, am I like, I guess the I don't want to say dictator, but I'm the sort of like the head? Should we be running our own fractally meetings, or is that just like completely up to us at this point?
as a team, you're basically the team picks a team leader by 2/3 vote. They can change their team leader at any time. So the founder of the team is not guaranteed to always be the team leader. Second, the team must reach consensus eventually on how to distribute funds. So you have to have 2/3 consensus on how to divide up the team's budget. So you want to make sure that you know what each person's doing, what percentage you're going to allocate them, or you can even defer that until the end and then just divide it all up. And unlike the random meetings we have today, you don't rank team members by rank. You can say, well, you get $1 and you get $30 and so on and so forth. And so it can be very precise. And you can have salaries, you can have all kinds of things that are possible within a team. So.
Okay, thanks. We'll do our best to, I guess, run on that model until the smart contracts are up.
Yep. NK? Or Google? Sorry.
Yeah. So I'm clear with the process of joining a team, but currently, since there are not many teams and I'm not sure like where I'll be able to add a lot of value, right? I'm controlling myself from joining any teams. So I was thinking that probably in the initial stages, I think we should reduce the friction of joining the teams and leaving the teams, or at least we should have like some sort of an exponential curve wherein like you can join a team, but once you spend some time, then it becomes more difficult to quit the team. Because currently what is happening is for example, like there's one team currently and I would like to join, but the only reason that I'm not joining is because I'm not sure in case if I want to join some other team tomorrow, it is difficult and there's a time gap. So because of that reason, I'm not joining, and that kind of like defeats the purpose of like creating the teams also. So I wanted to know if we need to come out with a better mechanism for joining teams and like make it some quadratic equation wherein like once they spend like initial trial period, then we can make it difficult for them to quit the teams.
What you're pointing out is exactly the point of making it hard to leave a team. Is you're vetting the team very carefully. Now, you say, well, what if you don't have very much to add to a team, right? You're not going to do anything. Well, you just by being on the team, and showing up in these meetings, you're contributing to their budget. You're promoting the team. So even if you're not doing anything directly, you say, hey, this team's working on a simulator. I like a simulator. Let's go. I'm going to join that team. I can't code, but I can increase that team's budget. And I can promote what that team's doing in the meetings I'm in. And so, you don't have to do anything on a team except, ideally, you should meet with the team outside of these meetings so you know what's going on with the team, right? Follow them on Telegram, whatnot, so that you can report progress. But every single person can provide value to a team, even if the only value they're providing is promoting that team and getting them a budget. You don't necessarily have to directly contribute to what the team's doing. Now, obviously, a team comprised of contributors that are all coding or marketing or whatever they're doing, that is a more powerful team. But everyone can have value. Everyone can benefit from being on a team. Even if you're on a team of people that are just attending the weekly meetings, you're providing accountability to each other you're having long-term relationships with these people. So you can have a group of people that are not really up to anything other than the fact that you're on a team and you're going to agree to reach consensus over a long period of time on how to divide up your team's rewards. So there's lots of different possibilities there. I don't think anyone should be discouraged by thinking, I don't have anything to contribute to a team. Of course you have something to contribute to a team. And teams need to balance. If you're going to admit someone to your team, what's their commitment to showing up every week? Because that's going to impact your team's potential budget. So you want to have team members that are going to reliably participate. And that's all part of the stickiness factor of what's going on. You want to have team members that you like, that you want to talk to, because that's also part of the stickiness factor of getting this and harnessing the energy and encouraging collaboration. We're now 2 minutes until, I guess, breakout rooms.
Yeah, we'll go to Marco, and I'm going to post the link in the chat, and I'm going to lock the meeting.
Real quick, how about the leveling team request to leave? 20 weeks for those that qualify for the 12-member council, but less for others like team tryouts, allowing developers and influencers or whatnot to jump from team to team, contribute their specialty before settling in, yet not impacting overall governance.
Keep in mind, you can contribute to a team without being on that team, and then that team can pay you. They get the proceeds, and then they distribute to the individuals, and some of those individuals can distribute it to you. So there's ways that someone can contribute to a bunch of teams, and for the teams to hire people that aren't even part of their team using the proceeds, and all that stuff works out. So I think you might mention more stuff than I've caught. So that would be a good thing to document and write up. But these are all really good considerations.
All right, we're at the starting point here. We're going to assign everyone into random breakout rooms of 5 to 6 people, and then we'll start the clock, and we'll bring you back in here at the top of the hour. Good luck, everyone. Have a good time. Remember just to have fun and make things enjoyable. And I'll post little incremental reminders about the time while we're in the breakout rooms. So let's go. Let's get ready to fractal.
Hi, Patrick.
Howdy, how things?
No red face. Yeah. Bishop, I was with you last week. Nice.
Yeah,
so,
2 times a row.
I work for you. I vote for you already. So.
Okay.
Hello, Amy.
Hello.
Dan.
Hi, Amy. Hi, Dan.
And hello,
Charles,
lady.
Patrick,
Yeah.
everybody. Good to see you all.
Yeah. How are you, Lenny, today? Not too bad?
Oh, as usual, very good, every day.
I do, not too bad. I have to say. I just published a special Atom 7. I am very happy.
Positive mindsets, that always helps.
Oh, just, by the way, I want to say that I am recording this meeting. So,
Oh, great.
I'm sure you are recording as always.
yeah, I'm recording, and then if it's cool with everybody, at some point I'll probably share it.
I hope we don't have a girl coming into our room. We will see. Okay.
I've put up my contributions so far. And
you know, when you use Zoom, you are facing to some IP issues. That's normal. That's a reason of more to build our own peer-to-peer communication platform. But
Okay, cool. So maybe should we start just going around and just sharing our contributions? I know that Charles and Lenny shared in the chat, although I don't want to read while people are talking. because then there's lots of things to consider. So if maybe you'd like to share and say it or anything, I'm just suggesting. If anybody else wants to take in a different direction, then feel free to make a different suggestion.
Sure, we'll explain everything out loud as well.
Okay.
I can start, and I can choose the next person who will start after me. So for the past 2 weeks, I was in a family trip, so I didn't work much on the creation side of things. I invited a member to join our future French team here at Fractally. We have 5 members already, and we'll propose the team next week. We're just waiting on a final meeting altogether to define our objectives, what we will do inside Fractally as a French-speaking team to promote Fractally. So after that, we have completed the translations on the Fractally World white paper. I've also started the formatting for the PDF, final PDF in French. And I've also added, just when I got back, the Fractally logo and a description to the EOS ecosystem map. I previously did an ecosystem map for EOS that has every important the app integrated into it. And I've just added Fractally as per the Q1 update. After that, I was mostly on a family trip, so everything I did was talking about fractal democracy to whichever person I got across. Would it be my family, friends, or even the people I did car sharing on the way back? I mean, it's always great to speak with as many people as possible to gather feedback and also help promote Factory, because that's everything we're working for here. And that's all for the past 2 weeks. Last week, just, yeah. So after me, Lenny, you want to go ahead?
Sure, I can do so. As you see, I posted also. I haven't done, honestly, very much because I'm still flat out working-wise and similar. So it's been a few hours of just reading up. I haven't been there for a few weeks, reading up on things fractally and pondering a little bit how to develop that a little bit, maybe even with my recaps and stuff and similar, and collect a group that works together. We'll see how that works. And no invitations made. And I believe most of you know roughly a little bit who I am and what I am. So I don't really have much else except to say that I belong in the bottom somewhere. Thank you. Oh, sorry, I should pass on. Ami, I see your beautiful face. Ami, your turn. You take it on.
Thank you. Well, the last spot is taken, because we're 5 here. So
yes. Second last is okay with me.
I'm going to compete with you on that. We had Passover, so the whole week was just a holiday. And I wasn't working on Eden or EOS or Fractally or anything. I'm just thinking of the simulator of Fractally, and since I didn't hear much about it, I was thinking of making my own version, and but that's for a future week, not anything I did already. Just planning on doing something with cute animation, which will show on screen how people are randomly divided into groups and ranking themselves, and how that repeats every week, and checking how the respect the people get matches with the long-term real ranking behind the scenes. So it's a nice idea I have, but I have to actually make it. So it's just in the idea phase now. Who's next?
You decide.
Well, Patrick?
Yes. So, my weekly contribution. So, started a Translate Me network integration for MindWeb. What has to do with Fractally? Totally has to be, because it's about language barrier issue. So we need to have the language barrier issue solved. So this is a collaboration between Translate Me, EOSBiz, MindWeb, Bywire News also coming. We have all to use this translation service. And the entry point to do so, I will have some users coming from the Translate Me network marketplace through mindweb.io, and they will translate the mind maps directly online in live for me. I will not be the guy that will translate the mind map myself. I could by using the Translate Me service, but I will provide a MindWeb translator, a public good that will be onto my GitHub repo. And anyone that has to translate something could use my MindWeb translator. So it's not only for MindWeb, that will be for anyone. Then I have the Eden Chief Delegate interview this week. I had Michael O'Sullivan. I have interviewed Michael, also Chuck McDonald, and Edgar Fernandez. That has to be about Eden. So what has to be with Fractally? It's clear that has to be also with Fractally because we touched during the interview some point about the fractal paradigm mindset needed. You can be into Eden on EOS and you can love at the same time Fractally on EOS. That will come. And Fractally brainstorming session. I do that with Dan Sinjoy every Monday. I host that with Jesse Jaffe. Dan is joining us every Monday. Amy also was in, but you joined, I remember. And that's totally about has to be with Fractally, but here it's to brainstorm about how we could implement Fractally system on EOS mainnet. So that we are diving into that. Special LATAM 7 just recorded and just published before this meeting today, in time as always. So with Maurice Vanegas, he's not into Eden, he's not into Fractally, but he's into the U5 movement, and the U5 movement is fractal since the beginning. And publishing on Bywire, yeah, I am doing some posts on Bywire since October last year, but I continue to do every time I do something. And now I have a new mind map. It's the special LATAM 7. It's the special LATAM MindWeb mind map because there are already 7 special LATAM. So I was thinking, okay, I will do a mind map to have all the videos and the Jekyll Island documentary that you have to see also. There is 3 Federal Reserve. Very important to see this documentary. So there is a mind map for that. That's nice. And I am preparing the workshop 14 for May 23rd, one day before my birthday. That will be the 14th one in a row. And I have already contacted my guest. I will have 10 guests on this one. So I let you imagine what does it mean to do 10 interview, cut, edit, and all. So that will be a big workshop. And I don't remember what I do, but this is what I have made already. Voilà. Stop. And the next one will be Dan the Man, the second Dan the Man, Dan Sinjoy.
Sounds great. Thank you very much, Patrick. And yeah, thank you for all your work. You've been doing a lot, which is awesome to see everything you're doing. And I also really enjoyed the Eden delegate interview so far. And yeah,
I try to do my best with my English. Huh? I try to do my best.
It sounds very good, and you're very modest. And also, I want to say thank you to you. Give a very generous donation to my Pomelo pitch, which is helping fractal democracy and Fractally as well too. So thank you very much.
And thank you for yours also, and thank you for Amy. I think you did also a donation for MindWeb. I'm not sure, but I have had 56 contributors on MindWeb this season.
Nice.
Good.
Not bad. Thank you for all.
Nice, I'm glad to see. Yeah, so I have a bit of a presentation because I launched a website this week. But before I start, I would just also like to say, Charles, it's nice to meet you. I've been following your work for a while, and all the stuff you're doing with the French Fractal and with your support and everything like that, I really appreciate it. So thank you very much. And it's great to hear you talking about it. And also, Lenny, it was great speaking with you this morning. We had a Twitter Spaces with Joshua hosted on Fractally, so that's another thing that I don't think you mentioned. And then Ami, of course, I hope that you enjoyed your time off, and it's great to see you again. And thanks for all the great work. So, this week I launched the website for Eden Creators, and I shared like a debut music video and shared some messages to promote it. Thank you very much, Patrick. I appreciate it. I'm still looking forward to hearing more of your music too. So
And your voice also. Eden. Yeah, that was nice.
Yes. So that's very
In the
related.
back. Yeah. That was your voice, yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Yeah.
yeah, I was singing that. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I launched this website, and I'll just give you a brief tour of it now. It's all about Fractally and Eden and fractal governance. So I'm pretty sure you can see it. I'll just stand to the side here so you can see it better. So it's called Eden Creators, and the main goal or mission is to create amazing content to help everyone cooperate fractally and make the best experience possible. So I put together a lot of art. I would like to improve this more in the future, and this is kind of a first version, but I think that there's a lot of cool stuff going on here with like the water turning into the stars, and then we have like the Eden Creators logo, which is like the Eden logo with a fractal snowflake. And what we're doing with Eden Creators is we're creating exciting videos and music and graphics and art and all kinds of multimedia content to help everyone understand the benefits of Eden, EOS, and Fractally. And then we have some cool pictures here with the soccer ball, which has like an Eden-like logo, and then Fractally and EOS and music and videos and stuff like that. And Eden creators, like musicians, and with Eden, and I made this cool picture with like the Fractally logo and like a fractal plant growing out of it as like the camera is flashing, and so I was having some fun just messing around with all these different visuals with like stars pouring out, people playing music that's being held up by balloons, and it's going into like this fractal imagery. And what I've been doing with Eden Creators for, I don't know, the past year or so since I've been building it is one, creating content to help people understand the benefits of Eden and EOS and Fractally, and then two, also creating and planting seeds for many fractal communities to create the most helpful, fun, and creative world imaginable. So like to create like a surfing fractal for surfers, and juggling fractal, and music fractal, and a health fractal, and a fitness fractal, and all sorts of stuff like that. So I have a couple pictures I could show you there, and there's a picture of the world here with music, and then there's lots of fun things with Eden Creators and being time to create and stuff like that. So and we're also looking for creative people with all kinds of talent to help create amazing content, build creative communities, and make the best experience possible. So I shared this. This is also what I had on my Pomelo pitch, and I made some featured content, and there's a lot of text here, so I won't read it all, but it just kind of showing all the ways that people can help with Eden Creators and what we're aiming to do. I made this music video that Patrick was referring to before, which was like, it was a Fractally presentation from a few weeks ago, combined with a song that I wrote about Eden and mixed with some cool visuals. So I'm excited about that, and planning to make a lot more exciting content like that. And then I shared a PDF of a Fractally presentation from a couple weeks ago as well that has lots of stuff. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it. There's also featured content, my first video from the first Eden election for Eden Creators, and my most recent election that people can check out. And then some more art. I'm at like 3 or 4 minutes, so I'll try to wrap it up soon. There's a videos page and a writing page with lots of communities and Pomelo pitch and stuff like that. And then just going through a bit more. So the videos page has like a lot of different videos that I've just been building up over the time, and I also I've been participating in
this logo
sessions
nice.
And
Fractally on EOS.
Yep, I figured it'd be cool to get some art, so I just collected all of these different videos that we have together to share, and then different videos by Fractally. I've also been hosting the Hot Sauce for the past month or so, and this week I did a segment on the new Eden delegates, featuring Patrick's work a bit there. And then there's also lots of writing with different projects that I've been building to build into fractals, like DAP Heroes and Fractal
DAP Network, that was you? DAP Heroes, that was you that made that?
Yeah.
That was you.
DAP Heroes, and I'm planning to build. I mean, the Liquid Apps team made it first, but I've been taking a different direction, like trying to make it into a fractal, and lots of
that was already you.
Fractals that I'm aiming to form with Fractally, but I don't have too much time to go over it. But there's lots of different fractals, like fractal surfers and so forth, like I was talking about before. So there's that, and then I also made this post about introducing Eden Creators that I shared in a bunch of different places, where I kind of just featured some of the top ones, and then I raised a bit of funding on Pomelo as well. So that's Eden Creators, and thanks everybody for listening. Hope that made sense, and I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to ask any questions.
Pomelo, 13 UTC today finish, so that's mean in... You have still 1 hour 30 to vote on Pomelo.
I
until
thought it
13
ended.
UTC.
I thought it ended like 3 hours ago.
Yeah, it has ended.
Already? Because 13
Yes.
UTC normally is. Ah, no, sorry.
That's
I'm
already
tired.
finished. Yeah.
13 UTC was 15 p.m. In Switzerland or in France. Okay, so yeah, that was finished. So? Okay, you have to vote now.
All right.
So for me, it's obvious. I will give all my heart and soul and mind to Dan today because he has made so much things into behind the doors I was not aware. And when I was seeing all what he has compiled as content into the YouTube channel of Dan, he has unlisted videos that he will maybe publish soon. That's like a database of content, and I love that. For this reason, I donate to you 10 EOS into your grant, into your Pomelo, because I was thinking what a beautiful content we have, and that was with all my heart. I gave you those 10 EOS without to brain. That was obvious. When I saw that, like EOS vision of Veronica by Veronica Diaz of Venezuela, that was with all my heart. I come and I make a mind map for her without to ask nothing. If I can give me the right to do the things. So, okay, let's be focused here. So, 6 for Dan, without any doubt of respect today. And then I will give 5 to Lenny because he's doing a fantastic job with the Eden recap. Why no?
No, but okay. May I just ask one thing?
Respect my vote. Respect my vote. I respect. I give you my 5. You do the Eden recap, but it's not only that. You have a you give a value for the fractal for sure. What does it mean to be fractal? Then I will give my 4 for Amy because he do also a lot of. It could be 6 also. And Charles, it could be 6, but he was already 6. No, I will give 3 to Charles, and myself, I will give me the last one. Because I did not contribute a lot the last week, you know. That's nothing to do a lot with fractally the last week. I cannot be always the more.
What's your Hive account, Dan? Sorry? What's your Hive account?
Oh, mine? Sorry, I didn't post it. It's Dancing Joy.
Yeah, you don't have got your
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, and also thank you for reminding me, Charles. And then Patrick, I also want to say thank you for the kind words too. I appreciate it very much.
So first, Dancing Joy. Second, respect will be Lenny, then Amy, then Bishop, and finally myself. That's my order. But maybe let's see what the other things here before to come to the consensus.
Yeah, everyone can just post its own voting. For me, Dan is first. Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, we agree all. I think that stand that the 6 respect. I'm sure on that.
Dan, I have Dan as 6 also. That's no question.
Okay, now the question is for the others, but for Dan it's clear. It's the 6 today.
Yeah, I think we should just agree on Dan being number 6, the top,
yes.
And then move on.
Yeah, voilà. May I then follow up?
Remember, we are in a state of emergency here. We have to vote rapidly, not waste your time. Okay.
Since Patrick put me up there now, then I take the second position to talk my votes, and I do it just by 1. I would put, sorry, Patrick, but may I first clarify one thing? Because originally, I've been away now a few weeks here, since I couldn't attend the last meeting, and similarly, but it's supposed to be focused on the fractally part. Am I right? Yeah, okay. Now, because Patrick do a lot, and he's done a lot, but that's also...
Not all related to fractally, I do.
No, exactly. Now, I just want to be sure...
I cannot put me at 6 or 5 today.
I just wanted to be sure that I haven't missed something instruction-wise.
No. You're totally right. And again, we don't vote for the people. we vote for the best ideas, information today
Yes,
into
correct.
this room. We don't vote for a person. However, that we love the person.
Contributions, yeah. Sure.
We love for the contribution. We vote for the contribution. However,
Correct.
that we all love Dan for sure. And
Everyone,
which
yeah.
Dan?
If
Dan
I
Arimer or Dan
get 2
Friedman?
minutes now, Patrick, then I can say my thing.
Okay.
All right.
So
Yeah.
Dan is the 6th. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, Dan is the 6th. And then I'll just give the second one, but I'm considering out of his gang, and I mean our gang, us, and not in a negative sense. And I've been looking at a little bit and so, because still what you are doing, Patrick, is quite massive, and it's of course related to fractally and so. So I actually have you as the 5th. I have you as the second from top, the 5th. That's my opinion on that one, but I leave it for the others. We should actually, I think my experience has been that go top, next one, next one, next one. It's easier to go and see if we get consensus. So I suggest Patrick as the second one, myself as the second one. Historically, yes. Future, yes, but not for the last 2 weeks.
I vote for Patrick also as number 5.
Yeah. Patrick does an amazing job, as always. I can't imagine the work you do in a single week each time. It's
Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate your. Thank you.
I'm happy to also vote for Patrick as number 5 because I really appreciate it. I think the stuff that Patrick's doing for Eden is really important for fractal governance, and which is important for fractally, and also for the fractal and EO sessions is very important. I would also suggest ranking Charles as number 5 too. I'd be happy to rank Charles as number 5 too because Charles has been doing really great work with the fractally team and the fractally and the fractally white paper and everything you mentioned, and talking with the cab driver and everything. So I would probably. It's difficult for me to pick. If I were to choose, I think I might lean towards Charles, but I'm not sure, and I'm happy to go either way. But if everybody wants to go with Patrick, then let's go with Patrick, and that sounds great.
Yeah, and since it's quiet, I was fishing a little bit between Patrick and Charles, actually. So I would like to see Charles as the 4th, 3rd.
Charles could be 5, for sure. Because he is building a community about fractally, and for this reason I would put 5. But it's once again it's my impress, my.
So we have 1 4, 1 5, and then either way.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, it's really difficult to say, really, because I love that Charles. I mean, there's a lot of stuff he mentioned, and I want to review those notes to see it again because I didn't capture everything. But I heard you started the fractally team, and translating the white paper is really important, and I know you're doing great work. But then also the stuff that Patrick is doing, like the interviews and the fractally EO sessions, are so important too. So I really don't know at all. So
the only thing that I do about fractally now is the fractally brainstorming session on the Monday. But that's already something. But that's the only thing that has really to be related to fractally.
We listen what Ami thinks and Charles.
I would like to hear what Charles thinks about putting himself and Patrick, who's going to be 5 and who's going to be 4.
And for Charles is Patrick. Okay.
What I just want to say that it will never be exact or fair because it's impossible. It's our perception of people's contribution. But over the long term, it should be more fair or more reflecting of contribution. So it's the limitation of the system. I think it's very important to pick the right guy for number 6 because then he goes up 1 level and he can go up much further on this week. But the rest of the ranks are not that important. So either one should be 5 or 4. I'm good with that. Charles, your turn.
Eventually, it's going to help a lot to have everyone's ranks on the past meetings. Because, for example, at the last meeting, I was ranked superior to your contributions, Patrick. So I see no problem in this one being Patrick first, because I was ranked a bit up in the last meeting, I think. But it's going to help a lot again to have all the data accessible more easily, what they did in previous sessions, what they presented. So as they don't present something twice, for example, but also what their rank was. So telling you all that he was ranked below me, I'm very happy to give him my place then. It's fun where it is number 5, I think. So go Patrick, second one is fine for me.
So it sounds like we're pretty split, because Patrick said Charles is fine to be higher, and Charles said Patrick is fine to be higher, and then I don't know if any of the other 3 of us have made a decision. I don't know. I mean,
on the last I was 3, respect 3, and Charles was respect. You remind you, Charles, on the last one you were.
I can't remember. I think I was.
It's not easy sometimes to remember. So you were a respect 4.
3, maybe. I have to check back. Yeah. I can't remember if it's 4 or 3. There was the developer.
So you were better on the last round, so let me go this time on 5. Yeah, okay. We make a vote trading here, okay?
That sounds good. Taking into account the past performance or the past rankings, I think I'm leaning towards Patrick now. That sounds good to me.
So 5, Patrick, and now the 4. Who is the 4th man?
Charles.
Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 for Charles, 2 for
and
Charles. Anyone
3.
more for Charles?
Yeah, Charles for number 4 sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
4,
3 and 2 now. So.
Lenny, do you want to argue with me on being last?
I have done almost nothing, and I'm very strictly following the 1 or 2 weeks back and similar since last meeting. So Ami, you doing just by your normal think, programming and others. Don't worry, I'll bounce back soon, very soon. When you're gonna fight for it.
Okay.
So I'm happy
That's
to be
mean
down
nothing. You do a lot. Huh? The last one can be voted last one, but indeed,
so I suggest Ami there as 3, and myself on the next one down the bottom, 2, and then we have no 1.
I think it's going to be healthier if we fight over the ranks, even if they're number 3, But that's for future weeks.
Yeah,
I know how little I did. So I mean.
Well,
but you are doing very good work for EOS and Eden and Fractally. It's great what you're doing.
I agree.
Yeah.
You always do the best translations and recaps. Lenny, doing fantastic work, and you have been doing it for months and months, on end. Every time on time with the recaps and everything. It's tremendous work. The hard part of it is doing it continuously, almost. Despite the work that you've been doing recently, I think you've got more time now. You finally finished contract you had recently, I think.
June 10, another 6 weeks.
Close, so close.
But also keep in mind, as I recall instructions from beginning, it's supposed, because it should be from meeting to meeting, what work did we do during that time, and similarly. And of course, the recaps is just strictly Eden.
Lenny, it's a combination of what you did in the past week, but also your longer term contribution counts. So it's a combination.
But then we have to start from beginning. I should be up on top then. No, I'm joking.
You should, yeah.
But Ami have actually, recaps have value, I agree, but it's not fractally directly related. And I even refrain normally from introducing too much fractally there, because I don't want to instill any kind of bias in any direction or whatever. So I'm very careful with it. So it's a bit of a disservice almost. So I would prefer, to be honest, I was ranked in the similar last meeting. I was ranked number 2. And that's roughly where I see myself.
So Lenny, I would just
you should maybe just do a short minutes of maybe this meeting. Say how it went, what we, how we came up to the decisions, whatever. Just make a short summary, text summary, because text is much easier and much faster to read and catch up than watching the videos.
Sure.
Yep.
Ami, when you say that, Ami, do you mean for us internally or mean us to post it somewhere?
Post it publicly, but just say this was my experience, summary of this fractally meeting, just something short and
But then you can maybe do this
public.
post, I think. Yeah, or Amy, you can do this post. Myself, I will not do this post for sure.
Everyone that wants to do the post can do it on the event. On the
No, I say already, myself, I will not do a post about that.
Oh, we can all post it on the fractally event for this meeting, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So, Ami is 3 and Lenny 2. That's agreed?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, take care, Patrick. You're missing the LLC on your post on Nova Crypto. It was my mistake initially. I think you copied the wrong one with them. So take care.
It's correct. It's at Nova Crypto. It's correct. It's at Nova Crypto LLC. Yeah, it's correct.
And now you put it again. It's all right. Perfect. Okay.
And the other one I was putting wrong. Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good now.
Thank you to have noticed that. Yeah, that could be an issue. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I could be
Remember
banned
to do it also.
for life from.
Remember also to do it on the blog post.
Yep.
Okay, and we have to go into our Hive account to come to respond to the article with that. Yeah.
That's no rush.
How many hours are we to do?
But don't forget.
How many hours are we to do so?
I don't know now.
We have 10 more minutes to discuss whatever we want on this
to post the order on the Hive article.
I think that needs to be posted within about an hour and 10 minutes.
We have to do that, everyone?
Yeah, there needs to be at least, I think, 4 to 6 people to do it, and if 4 to 6 people don't do it, then it doesn't count, I think.
Okay, so I will copy that into my notepad and I will publish.
Who can post the link to the Hive post that we need to
I can
comment?
do so in a sec here. And one thing we should actually state also when we post that we were only 5 members.
Yeah, do we need to put like rank 6, none, or something like that?
If we are only,
or rather rank 1.
Sorry to say, but if we are only 5, for the 6th one, you have to put a non something.
Yeah, I don't recall exactly what that was.
I do. I don't remind me how you have to write, but you have to write maximum non.
But they would understand it.
Okay, so that's the link where we have to post. Okay, so I take this link also for me because my Hive account is only available on my mobile phone, so I have to go on my mobile phone to do so. Okay, so
I just write no 6th participant or only 5 participants. Then they have
there is an example into gofractally.com, into the group Fractally. There is an article explaining how you have to put someone that was not into the room, how you have to write that. That's known. Something that to where it is written.
Okay. No, I can't find the answer on the paper as well.
You're looking for the answer to whether we have to put none as rank 1?
Yeah.
No, the others not put none. They put only the
Only the
people that
names.
was there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think it's...
By
we will
name.
not be banned because we have not put none. We could be banned if we don't put the comma or we made a mistake with our banned. I don't know if we are banned if we do wrong. I don't think so. Yeah. Maybe the guy that was there during the lobby room, the bot, he will be banned for sure.
I think he probably was already banned, yeah.
For Joshua, that was a little bit shame, yeah, because he was presenting and suddenly comes the yeah baby girls are coming, yeah.
That happened eventually. Yeah.
So,
Lenny, tell us the truth. That was your girls.
Tell the truth about what? I'm always nervous when people start talking about truths.
Yeah.
Now I was looking for that information, but I will just put only five participants.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I know. But it depends on if I started to harvest it, trying to harvest automatically or not. But I don't know. But that's okay. So what?
That's okay. Everything's
No
fine. Cool.
No problemas.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
All cool.
No, otherwise, no. Since we are sitting here, we have a few minutes left, not many, if nothing else pressing. I mean, I got the reasonable Pomelo funding, and thank you, a couple of you guys. I mean, I think all of you actually gave a little bit to it, which is appreciated. What topic?
I think I am not giving something to you, man.
Oh, no, you have, I believe.
I have? Oh.
Yes, I believe so. Oh, I would spit on you otherwise, don't worry. No, besides that, give me a suggestion. You know, I don't have time to do anything serious, but now it's concluding. I don't know how much it will be the matching grant and similarly, because the idea is actually to remunerate me. I don't have to go out and work and earning fiat. I can focus on this. That's the whole idea. And so I will still start to play and think. I mean, the structure of a platform, all these kind of things. I have big plans, but that's for later. But I want to start playing around in Telegram already, just with a basic concept, so people might get a feeling of what is coming. And a lot of people is in Telegram. We have all the US community, so that's a good place to advertise it until you do it on maybe an external site.
Totally.
So what is the other group? Is it time to start to try to do a recap for the EOS channel itself? Or forget about EOS Gov, because they only talk about Russia, Ukraine, and medicines and vaccines and whatever. But the EOS is still our main channel. Should one think about doing recaps that just as a sampling of how I intend to do it in future on Telegram?
That could be cool, and I'll also second Ami's suggestion too, because there's a lot of people who are doing, EOS summaries in like for the EOS community. So doing for the Telegram chat might be particularly helpful because I don't know if people are doing that. But I think especially fractally, like I don't know if anybody's really doing summaries, and fractally could really use people doing summaries, just like how you're doing summaries for Eden. And so I think EOS would be cool, but I think that fractally would be best if you're interested and have time to do that.
Then remember the recaps is more EOS. Recap. My vision is that we're doing EOS, possibly later on, if now the chains come together. We have Tellus, we have Wax, etc.
By blockchain.
When EVM is coming, really going and whatever, we might even do a cross chain and similarly. I'm thinking years ahead. So I don't want to taint it now by doing only Eden and fractally where I'm involved. I need to stay middle of a gang, middle of a blockchain, and try to see, because this can be very big, I think, if I get it right. But it will require a team, and that will be, of course, a fractal team, etc., etc. But first, I need to see how much funding do I get now, etc. Try it out, and during the 6 weeks, still on full contract, I will just ponder, look at different things. I haven't got the time to research the best platform. IPFS is pretty obvious, but I have some offers also, some people who want to do it and use their platforms, but I have to research all these things. But so therefore, EOS is something tempting for me to, since it is, EOS is the main target, so to say, for the recaps, not Eden, not fractally. So I don't want to kind of align myself. I am totally non-aligned.
You know what? Your pain will be temporary because at the end, all is going to EOS.
Yes.
So
but that happens
Eden
naturally.
is on EOS, fractally will be on EOS, and yes, I say always the same, and I will repeat that until I die, and that will come, and then yeah, baby. So you do your recap in EOS. You know what? That's the end. That's the entry point. You have to do that.
The important thing with recap is that you want to reach a bigger outside of EOS too. Outside of EOS, you want to reach out, and similarly, and then these snippets and similar.
And I will include you into
you want them to get hungry.
mind map. And I will include your recap into a MindWeb recap mind map.
Yeah, those are the kind of things
That
I
would
need
be
to
nice.
look at. I need to look at that, but I need to be off normal work. No bloody fiat and stuff. It's ridiculous.
Baby. Totally.
Soon, I hope. June 10th.
That's what I used to do before December. That's why I started. But I've been 6 months doing this. Can't get out. But anyway, I'm soon out.
This sounds good.
Okay, yeah.
I was going to say we only have like a minute left or
Okay,
so,
thank you very much, Lenny,
and so just before it gets cut off, I want to say thank you, Lenny, for all the recaps and everything. Of course, I'm looking forward to see what you do there, and also it's been great to meet with you all. Charles, the first time we met, it's been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to speaking much more. And yeah, thanks everybody for the great meeting.
Thank you.
Pleasure as well.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. See you.
Good to see a lot of familiar faces.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
baby.
new ones, as Dan mentioned. Yeah, I've been seeing it for months and months on every channels. It's a pleasure meeting you as well. Put a face on someone who has contributed so much already. Yeah.
Yeah,
Great.
That's amazing, the work that you are
vice versa.
doing. Yes. Bye.
Bye bye.
Everyone in the chat.
Bye. Yeah, baby.
See you guys.
I don't dare click leave room.
Bye.
I wait for them to
Yeah,
pull
baby.
us.
Yeah, it's safer.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit safer.
Okay. Voila. Bye.
They don't want to let us go.
Yeah.
Hey, Dan, Patrick was bragging about your voice. Give us the tune now while we're waiting.
Oh, thank you. It goes Eden, and then so.
Oh, Eden, we believe in Eden.
Hey, we're fractal.
That's
Come
another
on,
one.
guys.
That was good too.
We believe in the fractal paradigm.
Paradigm.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Ooh, yeah.
What was that you were saying, Lenny? I didn't hear you.
No, it was nothing serious.
Oh, okay.
I think
No.
it's another. Yeah, here we go.
Okay.
50,
Yeah, baby.
57.
Bye.
Okay.
That's good.
65 seconds, 54. Yeah, baby. Baby.
This one I did.
Now let's watch
I
Patrick
clicked-
bow
I
and say
see
yeah,
you
baby, for the
guys.
next 45 seconds. What was it, Lenny?
I clicked this one. Someone got to be the test monkey, like the canary in the mines. Bye bye.
Buck Rogers.
Well, did he made it? Were you with
Buck
that?
Rogers. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
What was that, Charles?
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
The last 20 seconds. Yeah. Now, I just want to say again,
Okay.
it's been great seeing that you've created in creators. I had the same idea how to unite all creators into a single entity DAO to make them collaborate better. It's a great thing you're doing. I've been thinking about it too, with so much work in your support. Glad to doing it now. And now, 4 seconds.
Totally.
Sounds great. Thank you. I'm looking forward
See
to
you
what you're doing.
soon. Yeah, baby.
Recording in progress.
All right. I'd like to thank everyone for showing up today. And I would like to mention an idea that came up in our group today about how to streamline these processes. Doesn't change the nature of reaching consensus, but it might be something worth experimenting with or to get just your feedback on. I'm giving this to you live within 5 minutes of conceiving the idea. So it might have unevaluated pitfalls at this point in time, so I reserve my right to change my opinion on it. The idea is After you pick rank number 6, rank number 6 nominates rank number 5. Then rank number 5 nominates rank number 4 on all the way down. That would be a non-binding nomination, but it solves the problem of no one wants to have to speak first to pick the next person. And if you rank highly, then you've already been honored. And part of the burden there is you have to take the risk of being the person who nominates who goes next. In that process, maybe we can accelerate the pace and the fairness, preventing the loudest person in the room from making all the nominations, preventing the shy person from just sitting back and letting everyone else decide. Every single person has to make a decision and has to make a judgment independent of everyone else. And so that's my proposal. Maybe some of the groups next week can experiment with that process and give us some feedback on how that goes. The other proposal I have is, given the group is relatively stable in size right now, the introductory meetings are probably a little bit more redundant than necessary. So I propose that we only do the introduction for new members every other Saturday. So if you're going to invite somebody, we'll get those scheduled separately. So this is a proposal I have not discussed with Jesse or the others yet, but that process would free up time for everyone who doesn't have to go through redundant material. And we'd still have the 15 minutes at the start of the meeting where we go over things like focus, like teams or what are teams. I know there's new material each week, but I think that would be a newcomers meeting would be every other week. And then I guess we can have the new material in the weeks beforehand. If you want to know what's new and show up a half hour early, we can discuss those types of things. That way we minimize, there's a lot of people that show up because they have fear of missing out. Something interesting might be said at that newcomers meeting, and so forth. And of course, I guess I'm going to encourage us to produce a pre-recording, so that even if you're a newcomer, you can watch a pre-recorded thing and then join without having to attend. You only have to attend if you have questions and want a more personal touch. But once the number of new people each week starts increasing to the point that it makes sense to resume that on a weekly basis, I think that would be a thing. So those are my overall proposals. I guess you've got some questions. I'll start with Matt.
Thanks, Dan. It was just a feedback. I was in my breakout room with, I had Thomas in my room. And after we reached consensus, we spent the last part of our time, my whole group, discussing UI and UX issues with particularly Hive. Like some of us thought, creating the Hive account to interact with Fractally was, it was confusing and risky for some of us. And we just had we provided Thomas some feedback. So it would be nice. So in a pre-meeting, so to tie it back to what you just talked about, we had some Zoom bombs where somebody who wasn't a part of our group was trying to disrupt our meeting, and they were, Josh managed that very well, by the way, but it was still, it opens us up to attack. So I would like to see something eventually that is very easy to use. Like I talk a lot with people who want to join us. They're nurses and they're doctors and they're teachers, so they don't feel technical enough they're just afraid to join right now. I encourage them. I think it would be valuable, but they're just not ready. So I would like to see it at some point be really easy. So it's very easy to teach others how to come and really onboard someone, so that we get all the technical stuff out of the way and it's just about fractal governance and reaching consensus and really hiding all the complexity of having to do that.
Yep. It's going to be, at least the stuff I've seen that we've been producing, it's going to be easier to onboard than Hive or EOS. as easy to onboard as signing up to any invitation only kind of thing. So, all right, Mockingbird.
How about